So continuation, this is the types of electronic communication. So we are done with simplex. So kung kita simplex, one way lang siya. The direction from transmitter to receiver is one direction only. So the transmitter transmits signal to the receiver. So for example, this one, television, and also Bluetooth devices connected to your computer. So this is one way only. No? What your input here from your keyboard and what your input here from your mouse is accepted by the CPU. And also remote control for TV. So what you inputted in your remote control is accepted by the TV. So remote control is a simplex. So duplex refers to two-way communication. So you have two types of duplex. Number one is half duplex, which is a two-way communication in which one party transmits at a time, and the other one is full duplex. So what is half duplex? So the transmission from transmitter to receiver happens one party at a time. So example, we have police, military, and radio transmissions. We have citizens band, we have family radio, amateur radio. Example here. So one party at a time. For example, we have here transmitter A and receiver B. So during the first period, the transmitter A is transmitting signal to receiver. Then in another time period, the receiver B becomes now the transmitter, then the transmitter A becomes the receiver. So the flow of transmission is from A to B, then B to A. So wala magdungan ilang signal. So another is the walkie-talkie. So first direction of signal transmitted at time 1 is from this point to this point. And at time period 2, this one will be sending signal to this equipment. So full duplex. So full duplex is a two-way communication wherein the people can talk and listen simultaneously. So it is still a two-way communication, but both the transmitter and receiver can communicate simultaneously. So example here is a telephone wherein when the transmitter talks, the receiver can also talk. So here we have a diagram of a full duplex. So transmitter A transmits signal to receiver B, and also at the same period, this equipment B transmits signal to equipment A. We have a telephone, also a LAN. So from this equipment or modem A to modem B, so the flow of information here is simultaneous. So summary, simplex, one-way communication, then duplex, two-way communication, which have two types. Half duplex, one party transmitting at a time, then full duplex, simultaneous transmission. Then another types of electronic communication is based on the type of signal used. So we have analog signals, if the signal used is analog signal. So what is analog signal? So analog signals are smoothly and continuously varying voltage and current. So we have sine wave, the voice, and the video signal. So you have here, this is the sine wave, we have the voice, and the video or TV signal. So these are varying signals. So these are known as analog signals. So if these signals are used in a communication, we call that one as analog electronic communication. So if we use digital signals, we call that one as digital electronic communication. So digital signals change in steps or in discrete increments. So most digital signals use binary or two-state codes. Examples, we have the Morse code, the telegraph, no? Then we have continuous wave code. Then also have serial binary code. Now the serial binary code is used in computers. So these are series of zeros and ones. So if you are familiar with Matrix movie, no? So mo siya, serial binary code. We have here. So Morse code, we have mark space signal, no? So two states lang, either high or low, mark space. We also have continuous wave. We have dot, dash, and dot. So two levels lang, either dot or dash. And this one is the serial binary code. You have two levels, the logic positive 1 or logic high, and the low or 0. So 1, 0, 1, 0. So two states, 1 and 0. So mo ni siya, serial binary code. So if these are the data used in your communication, then the communication is classified as digital electronic communication. So many transmissions are of signals that originate in digital form but must be converted to analog form to match the transmission medium. So digital data over telephone network, example, then analog signals, they are first digitized with analog to digital converter, and the data can be transmitted and processed by the computers and other digital circuits. So next we have modulation and multiplexing. So what are modulation and multiplexing? So these are electronic techniques for transmitting information efficiently from one place to another. So modulation, it makes the information signal more compatible with the medium. So in layman's term, atong signal na siya duha ka klase. We have a carrier signal and the information or the modulating signal. So kanang carrier signal mo na mag karga sa atong information signal. So sa modulation mo na yung gibuhat ang atong hinay nga signal atong gipasakay og carrier. So mo na nga process gitawag og modulation. Now kung i-transmit lang nimo dito ang information walay carrier, so that is the so-called baseband, no? Kaya modulation or modulated signals also known as broadband. So if you're familiar with your internet communication, so it uses the modulation process. Now we have multiplexing. It allows more than one signal to be transmitted concurrently over a single medium. So multiplexing sad is ano siya, it's like a bus gyapon. Sa diagyanan, pero ang imong gipaagi is dili lang sa kabas but more buses at a time. So na siya technique para daghan na makaagi sa usa ka kalsada. We call that technique as multiplexing. Multi meaning mini, plexing is moagi, so daghan na moagi. So baseband, so refers to putting the original video, voice, or digital signals directly into a medium. So kung for example live telecast, wala kay gibuhat, imo na gi-transmit dito sa imong audio or video, so we call that one as baseband. So baseband information can be sent directly and unmodified over the medium or can be used to modulate a carrier for transmission over the medium. So imo siyang i-process kung ipakarga na tong carrier, may mo siyang broadband. So it undergone modulation. It's a process of having a baseband voice, video, or digital signal modify higher frequency signal, so-called carrier. So a carrier is a high frequency signal. Then usually ang carrier na itong gigamit is a radio frequency wave or an RF wave. So it is an electromagnetic signal that is able to travel long distances through space. So two common types of modulation. We have EM, amplitude modulation, and we have FM, frequency modulation. There is a third type called the phase modulation, but similarly sa FM, the difference lang is ang phase sa FM is gi-shift. So man siyang phase modulation. In communication, we use FM and EM mostly, no? Dili kayo ng phase modulation. So modulation of the transmitter. So muni ato ang transmitter nga diagram. Then this is a modulator. Meaning diri na perform na to ang modulation. So diri ka mo storya sa microphone. Then imong tingog is amplify. Then kana nga signal is called baseband. So kung kana imong i-connect dito sa antenna, that is called the baseband transmission. Now if agi na to siya modulator, meaning ato siya ipasakay, so natay sakyanan din which is carrier. So i-combine na to na using modulator, then the output signal is called the modulated carrier. Then modulated carrier is power amplified, then transmitted to an antenna. So with this process, ang imuhang hinay nga voice signal is himong kusog, then matransmit siya into longer distances. So types of modulation, man amplitude modulation. So man imuhang source signal. Then kung amplitude modulated na, minganin siya forma. Don't worry, natala yung topic kanina. Discussion about AM. And for FM, so same gapon mo imong signal, imong output is ingani. So this one is called AM modulation because ang amplitude niya, which is this one, amplitude level, is different. Then ang frequency is the same lang. And the other manner, kini siya, ang amplitude niya is the same, but ang frequency of the signal is different. So we call this one frequency modulated wave. So for broadband transmission, you have FSK, you have PSK. So FSK takes place when data is converted to frequency varying tones, and PSK takes place when data introduces 180 degrees phase shift. So frequency, kung frequency ang imong vary, kung phase shift. So devices are called modems, or modem stands for modulator, demodulator. It translates the data from digital to analog and back again. So inverse modulation is demodulation. So we are difference is FSK, this one, vary ang iyang frequency. Then PSK, same lang frequency, givary lang phase. So for 1, ingan siya forma, kung 0, inverse. So 1 is the same. Same with the FSK. Frequency sa 1 is the same, high frequency, ang 0, low frequency. So multiplexing, it is a process of allowing 2 or more signals to share the same medium or channel. We have 3 types of multiplexing: the frequency division, time division, and code division. So frequency division, intelligent signals modulate subcarriers on different frequencies that are then added together. So kini sila, ang ilang givary is ang frequencies. So same, gipudungan gipudungan palabay ang different frequency nga signal. So kung time division, gihatagan sila og time kung asa sila pwede molabay. Code division, nasa'y code nga gi-attach para magdungan sila og agi, then dili makabuang kung unsa nga message tungod sa code. So modulation, for example kini, we have several signals. Nagipagi mo multiplexer, so mausa siya, so usa na lang igyanan, then mo niya itong paagi sa transmitter, then mo niya itong gi-transmit. So sa speaker side, naka-antenna, ang imong signal, i-demodulate, gipagi itong demox para ang daghang signal mayang ma-separate. So that's the end of part 1. So question.